We were told the only way to prevent another terrorist attack on U.S. soil was to invade and occupy Afghanistan, conveniently located in an extremely profitable region once out of reach to U.S. business, like the natural gas-rich former Soviet republics of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan, and at a crossroads for trade for U.S. business competitors Russia, China, and India. In the 70s, the social progress coming from Kabul angered Afghanistan's feudal lords and ultra-conservative religious groups. Forming the Mujahideen, they attacked women's schools and carried out a reign of terror. But the empire felt it had more in common with the Mujahideen than the new government, and started pumping millions of dollars in cash, advanced weapons, and training into these groups, sponsoring the ongoing atrocities. Excited that the Soviet Union sent its military to support the government, the CIA dumped even more money to fund the Mujahideen. So the fundamentalism that emerged in Afghanistan is a CIA construct. Like with Vietnam, when the commanders knew they couldn't win, they wanted to make sure to preserve the face of this invincible empire by retreating in slow motion, leaving a trail of bombs and limbs behind them. 2,355 soldiers have died. An estimated 20,000 have been maimed. The U.S. plans to maintain massive bases there, occupied by 10,000 troops until at least 2024. Afghanistan's new government is far from the bright and democratic future the U.S. promised, but a wildly corrupt one run by warlords, passing laws as repressive as the Taliban. A staggering 90% of the world's opium now comes from Afghanistan, after being nearly eradicated pre-2001. Now the country's longest war, costing taxpayers a shocking $2 billion a week, Afghanistan was just a stepping stone in the post-9/11 offensive. Ten years ago, the U.S. empire honed its sights more intently on a profitable region of the world. The continent it once ravaged as a captain of the slave trade. A new massive military command, AFRICOM, was born. AFRICOM covers 53 African countries, including surrounding islands and all oceans. It consists of 4 main components, all with interesting names: U.S. Army Africa, U.S. Naval Forces Africa, U.S. Air Forces Africa, and U.S. Marine Corps Africa. Although most U.S. military presence on the continent has been under the auspices of humanitarianism, AFRICOM officer Rick Cook admitted that the U.S. has been at war in Africa for years. Its footprint includes an array of drone bases, camps, and compounds carrying out the American tradition of training and arming proxy militaries responsible for flagrant human rights abuses and a variety of black ops. Far from a low-intensity war on the continent, AFRICOM averages several missions every single day. Every empire has longed for ownership of Africa for the same reason: its unimaginable treasure of minerals and raw materials. Much of that buried wealth is concentrated in Africa's south, in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The DRC is home to 80 million people with 250 different ethnic groups and over 700 distinct languages and dialects. Taking into account its untapped minerals, it's considered the richest country in the world, with reserves worth $24 trillion. The DRC has 10% of the world's copper, 30% of its diamonds, and 70% of the world's coltan, and it produces over 50% of the world's cobalt. Among Congolese who literally risk their lives working in cobalt mines, tens of thousands are children, working 12 hours a day for $1. Paying local militias to illegally dig, Western mining giants make millions off this criminal enterprise,